Show presents Totally Normal Behavior, starring Josh Scott and guest starring Daniel Danger. Man, we're really having a hard time finding new people for this show. Brought to you by Reverb.com.
Hello, everyone, to episode 3 of Totally Normal Behavior, a show about obsessively collecting and letting pedals control and ruin your life. It is brought to you by Reverb, who has full access to my social security number, credit identity, and honestly all my finances at this point. I have my same guest. I keep having the same guest. Daniel, how you doing today?
I'm doing great.
I'm glad you like being on the show. I think it's time to just say, do you want to commit to this and we just make it a thing?
Not really.
Okay. And Nick, you're here.
Hi, I'm here.
How you doing?
I'm doing great.
We're all doing great.
Yeah.
Episode 3. I mean, if you're watching this, you've probably seen the other 2. The rules are simple. Daniel and I show things we've collected, basically, kind of over the last month, but we sprinkle in some whatevers. We talk about them, why we collected them, where we got them. We choose what secrets to withhold freely, and it's just how we obsessively collect things. Nick's like the DJ.
Yeah.
And the rules are really that simple. We'll take turns. Daniel's going to go first, and a 30-minute clock starts.
Yep.
That Nick can pause kind of as like a referee pedal lord
Yeah.
of the show. So, Daniel, you're up first, and the clock starts ticking. You feel good with that?
I suppose. I'm nervous about this being the 3rd episode, given, the typical, third movie in a trilogy thing.
Yeah, because they're usually horrible.
What if this is the one where there's just too much going on?
Yeah,
What if this is the Spider-Man 3 of Totally Normal Behavior?
Ooh, then we get to do that weird
Godfather
dance.
3.
I feel like you could restart it because he just lost 30 seconds.
No.
Let's
We're
keep it
going.
going.
We're
Let's
going.
go.
I chose to waste
He
those
chose
30
to
seconds.
waste that time.
Okay, let's go. Let's get into this. So, obviously, I have a serious electroharmonics problem, and
Would you say
there's
you
a couple.
Casually acquire electroharmonics?
It's not cat. You pull that back. It's not casual at all. It is it is engulfing, problematic, financially ruining, and sad. But there are a few things. At this point, I'm 20 something years into this thing. There's only a few white whales left, and thanks to one man, Mr. Pre-Rocked Pedals,
Yeah.
Lamar, I believe is his
I
name,
buy so much stuff from him.
who is my new best friend, to the point where I actually sent him the Step Brothers "Are We Best Friends Now" gift last night. Who's my new best friend? Sorry, Josh.
That's all right.
He found me 2 of my all-time holy grails in the last month alone. So thank you. So the story is, it's the 70s, mid-70s. Electroharmonics is occasionally manufacturing pedals for small music store chains. Basically, you buy, I'm sure it's like a wholesale commitment thing. You buy 100, 200 pedals, we'll put your name on them,
Yep.
Phone's ringing, buy, commit to this, and you'll be the kind of store who has your own pedal. So the most consistent one is for things that Electroharmonics produced for other people is Guild. There's a whole run of Guild Big Muff pedals through V1s, Ram's heads onward. So this is what a Guild Ram's head pedal looks like. Great. So they did. It's not common. It's rare itself, but you could go on Reverb right now and buy one of these.
Yep.
And I do recommend it. But there were a couple others that I just have not been able to find for years and years and years. And about a decade ago, I found this one, Marvel Tone, made for a company called Targ & Dinner.
I've never seen that outside of you.
Yeah. So this is the Marvel. This is just the Ram's head. It's nothing crazy about it. It's just it's mid-70s standard Ram's head with just a different enclosure on it. So Targan Dinner, Targan Diner, I don't know how it's pronounced. It's a music store chain in Chicago. They had a big flagship store, and these pedals were made, and I assume probably a single run for the store. This is also extremely hard to find, but once again, like a decade ago, I did find one. So there's 3 others. There is Wabash, which is a Arizona-based company called David Wexler and Company, and they had they had this the Wabash.
It's so beautiful.
Ram's Head muff, distortion sustainer, David Wexler and Company, and they also did a handful of the also electro harmonics produced, but the little plug-in units.
Yeah.
These guys. So this is the power booster and the bass booster. I will note, for the sake of Stinger usage, that I pulled these out this morning and plugged them into an amp, and guess what? They don't work. Which is extra frustrating because there's like 4 components in them because they're just like volume boosters. Did I freeze?
You're frozen.
Oh,
Your audio's still there.
Yeah. This is great. It's raining in Kansas City, so you know.
So it's affecting the internet in Massachusetts. That's how that works.
Are you still there, Daniel?
I'm coming back. We have a battery issue.
That's okay.
That's why we're seeing the Sony Imaging Edge webcam.
Maybe we
logo.
can.
So I'm gonna
Let's
jump in.
pause
I wanted
on
to jump in.
Daniel's and come back.
So the thing that's crazy about these is Mike gets his start OEMing basically for Guild, and then from that he realizes I should make pedals, and he starts in '67 with the booster pedal, and that's where he all gets to start. And they just like sprinkle these random OEM'd things. There's all kinds of stuff that they did. These pedals that he is showing, like the Wabash, Daniel texted me this, and I like started sweating. Like,
yeah.
It's a thing like exists. The Marvel Tone, I've actually seen the Wabash in pictures, and the Marvel Tone, like I actually didn't even know that existed till Daniel.
I came
showed
back.
Me. Yeah, you're good. I'm just talking my general perspective on how rare these are. It's just nuts. Anyway, yeah, jump right back in. Dead on Arrival.
Where did I cut off?
You had pedals that are broken, and that's
Yeah,
part
the
of
pedal's
life.
broken.
Yeah.
So yes, this one recently came into my possession, which is the Wabash Distortion Sustainer.
Yeah.
So yes, awesome. This is like a 15-year hunt ended for me. So once again, the pre-rocked pedal guy, he rules. He's my new best friend. Once again, sorry, Josh, we're
He's
not
my
best
best
friends
friend,
anymore.
too.
So there's
just don't have a
2
shirt.
more, and one is they're both branded to a company called LD Heater and or Lyle. It's the same company, but there's like different brandings of it. So they were a Portland, Oregon company. Once again, I don't think they're around anymore. I could check on that, but so there's 2 Ram's Head muffs. One is marked Lyle Distortion Sustainer, and one is marked LD Heater, and it has the LD Heater logo on it.
And you don't have these.
I don't have these.
Oh.
And they need to come home.
Bring these pedals home.
They need to come home to me.
Yeah.
So if
They're out there.
if you're out there and you have one and you find one, it needs to come home. So get on your Instagrams and follow this account and contact me and send it to me.
It's
And I will pay
amazing
you
how
a
many.
stupid amount of money for it, or like a normal amount of money. I probably should have played that. I shouldn't have played the hand of how desperate I am. But please, if you find a Lyle muff or an LD Heater muff, it needs to come home to its family. I need it so I can sleep at night, because I can't sleep at night without my Lyle muff.
Yeah.
Just 2 more to go. Just 2 more, and they'll be whole again. Please.
Imagine them all
Thank
next
you.
to each other. All of these OEM'd mid-70s big muffs.
We need them. And we need them for a thing, too. We won't get into the thing, but we do need to find them for the thing. I do know where the part that hurts me a little bit is that I actually know where 2 of them are, but they just won't sell them. like understandable.
Well,
But
those
they have both
people
of
are
them.
evil.
Yeah.
And they're not evil. They're very nice.
They're evil.
But I do know where they are. But they won't sell, so I need it.
I also
Please,
want
if
to
you
take a
have one.
moment. If you have seen these, for Daniel's sake, to bring the family together, at Normal Behavior on Instagram, we have started up a separate Instagram account where you can watch us obsessively, totally normal
Yeah.
behavior.
We can go
towards
hard
others.
in this one. It's not a business account.
Yeah, it's not JHS. It's not Tiny Media, Daniel. It's not my
There's no
personal.
bikes
There's
or
no
old
bikes.
houses.
There's no film cameras. There's no drawings
No.
of ghosts and
There's no
barns.
fast food memes. There's going to be fast food
Yeah.
memes.
But if you want to really nerd out, Normal Behavior, and if you have these pedals, just DM over there, and Daniel will pay an
Please.
exorbitant amount of money for these pedals.
Just a stupid amount of money.
Okay. My turn?
All right, I burned through 10 minutes.
We're good. We're good. All right. You've all seen Ross pedals, right?
Yes.
Have you? Everyone?
We've seen Ross pedals.
We've seen Ross.
all day.
Love me some Ross.
Let's do top down.
Yeah.
I've been casually acquiring the, rightly so after your Wabash spill, a similar story where Ross, OEM private labeled, for Harmony and called them Marquis. I had the distortion, the phaser popped up, I snatched it off Reverb,
I'm jealous.
and you're jealous. It was on Reverb. I got it.
I know.
You didn't get it. I didn't get it out of meanness. I didn't know you wanted it. And
No.
I'm assuming there's a compressor. And that one's going
I've
to be...
never seen the compressor.
I had never seen the phaser. Yeah. So I just want to make a plea. I think that I just want to say if there is anyone out there, there's a stinger for this, Nick. If there is
Yeah.
anyone out there,
Oh, sorry. I dropped the ball.
Ross is a series of pedals, and they made Marquis. And I want to just say that I assume there's at least a compressor. I need it. I'm done.
All right.
Okay. Should I? Let's just keep going. Go
Yeah.
ahead, Daniel. Your turn.
So this guy, the Coron Jet Flanger and Filter Matrix. Now, this has kind of been on my radar for a long time because it's like a vaguely EHX style enclosure, and it says Filter Matrix, which in my brain says Electroharmonics.
Yeah, it's at least.
But this
inspired
really-
by.
This is nothing about this is Electroharmonics related. It's been on my radar for a long time. I picked one up pretty cheap. They were kind of expensive for a long time, but the prices have come down to very reasonable. And I just got this recently. It was cheap, and I don't love it. It's a little grainy for me.
You actually care what pedals sound like.
A little bit, yeah,
That's where we
sometimes. And I don't love this. But maybe that's just a me thing. It does a lot of very strange sounds. And it's a little grainy. It's not as like warm as I want a flanger to be. It's a little too cold for me.
Cold.
Cold flange.
That's a good descriptor.
I mean,
yeah.
yeah. I mean, there's this really like ugly distortion on it. Is this plugged in? So there's the flanger part, which is just flanger, right? It gets really ugly,
Can you please give us?
strange at points.
Whoa.
Then it's got this jet mode, which is just a fixed distortion with no controls except level.
So
So I think it's
that's copying the Roland jet.
Yeah,
phase.
yeah.
Jet flange. Phase.
not terrible, but like it's a little crispy for my taste. There's a couple. Oh, that's.
Yeah.
So, does a thing.
Can you hold it up there so everyone can kind of see it a little bit better?
The guitar.
No, the pedal. It's very cool looking. And there's
it's great looking.
It's
It's what I like in things.
It's sassy. Classy.
It's very
and sassy.
it's heavy. It's a heavy pedal. Yeah, I mean, if you're like, if you want to like, as he talked about in I think the DF7 episode, like if you want to take a chance on something kind of weird, you can get these for like $250. I think there's a guy in Germany who just clearly found like 5 of them new old stock.
You sent me a link. They're just in the box, like mint.
Yeah, they're like pristine in the box, and they're like $250. If you want to take a chance on like a weird sounding flanger plus like a strange jet distortion, like go nuts. I don't know anything about this company. I always sort of assumed this was like vaguely electroharmonics related in a way that I couldn't figure out.
Yeah.
But I don't know anything about Coron.
If we do table down here, this is what Coron always is brought up. It's like these MXR clones that are more thin, and everything so far we've talked about is OEM private label. And so it's like they had one called Grant, Memphis, Storm is a little bigger, and then HMJ.
I saw another one like Lila or something this week too.
It's almost like these are Japanese made for sure, and it's almost like the Shinai. They just made stuff for everybody, just like you were saying with the Wabash and etc. So the theme so far is a bunch of OEM stuff today. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
All right, my turn. I have a pedal that I've somehow never owned. It is the Systech Overdrive, and I have the box, and it's amazing. I want to point out, the original box has a shipping label section on it, if we look top down. So this is a rare box because, Nick, why would this be rare?
Well, usually you'd put a shipping label on a sticker or something, and you would put that on the box.
And you would just ship the pedal in the box like a maniac.
Right.
That would be such a shipping fail if you did that today.
It would be a shipping fail.
It really actually would.
Yeah, if you shipping fail this, don't ever ship. Anyway, we should do something with this. We'll talk about it later. Let's open it up.
Agreed.
I'm going to play this one because it's a very unique pedal. This box is kind of perma-moist. This is a term that Daniel and I use for old boxes that seem to always be moist.
It's really, moist. It's really gross.
Perma-moist. Sharks. Warranty card, original, has a good...
Oh boy. Oh no.
It has hints of tan. Discount Music Center, Mike Crostwat, phone 305. Call him up, 305-843-2025. This came from Orlando, Florida. Nothing's good from Florida or Orlando. And the manual is vaguely like, it's almost like a scroll that has been burned and charred, and it's real crispy. Like,
it's got some holes.
Anyway, Systech.
Is it also perma-moist?
It's perma crisp.
Gross.
Is it crisp moist?
And as you might know from the big rat history study I did, these were made in the same building as the original rats, Kalamazoo, and some of the original rats have the serial number stickers from the Systech pedals. So there's kind of a cool tie in there. Let me play this because this was Frank Zappa. Is that his name? Frank Zappa?
I've heard of him.
Yeah, Frank Zappa.
I like the
Frank Zipper.
Yeah.
So these pedals are wonderful. I've never owned this one. This is the most famous one to buy. Got it on Reverb, of course. They take all my money. Let's see. It's a weird and one of the most unique drive pedals ever made because it's basically like a fixed wah drive.
Already into it. Super into
top down on this. That's the tone control.
Oh, that's weird.
Is this kind of like what the white box was?
Maybe. I've made a few clones of this where I just put this on an expression back in the day.
Loving this already.
It is honestly one of the most unique drive pedals made. And I think a few smaller builders have.
Is that a battery compartment on top where that little screw is right there?
Yeah, right here.
That's wild.
All right. That's it for me. Off to you. And
Sorry, I have to look on Reverb to see.
you're going to get one? You're going to get one? They're hard to find. And with the box, I was like, yikes.
Oh,
Yeah?
yeah, they're not cheap.
Nope.
Oh, but there's this super cool black one, like all black.
All
Oh.
black.
All right, you're gonna have to build. I think I'd probably be covered on that anyways because that kind of sounds like what the Jex Tellez white box does a little bit.
Yeah.
It has a lot of that same kind of feature, and I love pedal.
While you do the next thing, I'm going to put it back in its perma-moist box.
Ugh. What is the next? What's my next thing?
It's a big ol' amp, I think.
Oh yes.
And a little special, exciting moment for the show.
So I don't know a lot about this. I may have bought it for aesthetics over use. Do I need another tiny amp in my life? No, I don't. But when the box looks like this,
Look at that.
box looks like this, and it's all original in the box, sealed in plastic. Yeah, Daniel needs it. Daniel needs to buy
Daniel
it.
That's a good
needs-
box.
That's
It is a very
Chungus good, solid Japanese-made box that should have never
is-
survived.
no. It is also perma moist.
Yes.
It is
Who
so
keeps an amp
fragile.
box?
Well, I my assumption is that this just like sat in a store because like the amp inside the most delicate box,
Perma-moist.
there is a plastic sleeve that went over the amp.
Are you sure you didn't buy a pillow and that was in it? Or like
Yeah, this is a queen mattress bed sheet. So there's like a plastic sleeve that's got the Guyatone logo on it. This thing is like, falling apart. It's like
is
what
that
you'd
moist?
Ugh,
It's
gross.
It's moldy.
It's disgusting.
We demand
moldy.
a perma-moist
So-
stinger next time.
Okay.
Little details about this box that I'm really freaking. Amp at the amp. It's a Supro amp. It's cool. It sounds good. Like it's blue. It's really pretty. It's got this great little tag.
Yeah,
on
it's
the
just
front,
a
the white
Guyatone
weave.
Japanese-made.
It's
Yeah.
it's awesome looking. It's exactly. I'm gonna bring it home. I'll keep it in my home office. I have a little like, Silvertone amp there that I play at home, and I'll bring this one home with it. But this box,
Yeah.
as a man who loves a good silkscreen box, this box.
I think
is-
it leads into pausing the clock and announcing something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We must pause the clock for this next bit.
I'm gonna move things out of the way. I really want this box to get this.
That box is the definition of glorious.
Yes, it's beautiful.
Tokyo Sound. So Tokyo Sound, Guyatone is the oldest Japanese guitar company. Started in the 30s technically with lap steels. It goes through the Japanese electric guitar invasion of sorts through the 50s and 60s. They make everything. Their first pedal is 1967, which is the Buzz Box, I believe. I have one of those.
The
And
red
then-
one?
Yeah, the red one. And it's the first Japanese-made fuzz pedal ever, and it's a copy of the Tonebender Mark II. They have amps, they have guitars. They are, in my opinion, the most important Japanese guitar instrument company ever. That's the history, and this amp is amazing. And that tie on the top, my pedal, my 67 Buzzbox has the same stringy tie thing, which
Yeah.
means this is... I mean, I think it's a late 60s amp for sure. I have
It
a
is,
small
yeah.
version of the amp that doesn't work. It came dead on arrival.
I'm gonna pull the amp out. Wait, no, it's all plugged in. I can't move it.
It's fine. Let's do it.
Yes, but this box got me thinking.
Yes.
I'm very drawn to the graphics on this thing. I love the distressing of it. I love everything about it. Wouldn't it be fun if it was on a shirt?
Would that be fun?
I think it would be fun.
And
I think it would
what
be
about
fun.
this? What about this? What about this? What about this?
Okay,
What if it
okay.
was on like a nice shirt and it was
Whoa.
like screen printed properly and not like that weird direct to garment printing
And-
that makes every shirt nowadays?
And what if you had a background in screen printing
Ooh.
and you were a graphic design artist?
Wow.
What if I had the ability to take graphics from one thing and put it on a different thing and then wear those things around?
And then
That
what
would
if
be
we
fun,
had a
right?
platform to do these for people who are collectors.
This
Boom.
would be a boom. So, I have taken some of my favorite boxes and graphics from things that I've collected, and meticulously took them and took the graphics off, and kind of repurposed them to some fun shirt designs.
Stuff we've shown
So-
on the show beautifully
that we've shown on
as
the
well.
show. So in this, this Guyatone box is
Right
in
there.
and it's you'll see it's a little bit different because I had to like make it fit the format of a t-shirt a little bit better. But
The Tokyo
so,
Sound.
there's a Tokyo Sound shirt that's got all the fun graphics on it, and then from the past, I took 2 absolute holy grail boxes,
Yes.
including the Elk Super Fuzz box, which is, as far as I know, this is the only one out there.
We should do
I've
the
never
Chungus
seen
box
another
stinger.
one.
I'll do it. I'm gonna do the stinger right now. It's fine. I don't even know where it's at. I'm looking.
What's the stinger?
It's right here.
Yes. So I showed this I think the first episode, and then also the Marble Whaler, which is sort of a rebranding of the Ibanez Standard
That looks
Fuzz.
perma-moist.
This one is crazy perma-moist.
I have this box, and it's
could-
like crushed flat, and like I'm scared to look at it.
If I was to squeeze this box into a glass, I could have a cool, refreshing beverage.
That is really maybe the grossest thing that's ever been said on this show.
So
Look at how
yeah,
beautiful
so
the shirt is.
we're doing for a fun thing, for the sake of doing fun things, we're going to do a timed sale of these shirt designs,
Yeah.
the colorful versions. Basically, there's a version of each shirt that
That's
is
not it.
the original colors of the boxes.
yeah.
They'll run as a pre-sale for 2 weeks, a pre-order, and then whatever sells is however many exist, and then no more after that.
I think
So
I'm just zooming in here because I think everyone needs to just understand the detail. There's even the
Yeah.
little.
Hold your whaler box up.
Well,
Even
they
though,
can't see that right now. I have the
Yeah, it's
I have
fine.
the box image
but
here.
this is literally his box.
like if you look at this image here, like it's one for one the same. That little.
it's moved around a little bit because, like I
Yeah.
said, I had to kind of reformat things to
Yeah.
make a shirt form. But
Yeah.
I very meticulously pulled all the graphics off, cleaned some stuff up a
So
little
good.
bit, left some of the distressings, patched some errors, and then just tried to make a cool shirt. And we're doing them on like nice t-shirts, not garbage Giljan box shirts, all screen printed, so they'll last forever. And I'm very excited about them because I love me a good old.
I'm so pumped. So basically,
Yeah.
starting right now, they're live on the jhsshow.com website, and 1 week only. We're just
I think
taking
it's
the
2
orders.
actually.
2
I
weeks.
think it's 2.
That's fine. Whatever. There's a clock ticking. And we're
Yeah.
doing that just because we're doing it for fun. Nobody's becoming a millionaire here. It's for collectors. 2 weeks, we're going to move on, and we'll probably just I'm hoping every month we can get you to put out some shirts because I can't do it.
Yeah.
This is your
I think
thing.
I think that's the way we have. I mean, you and I have so much cool ephemera material
Yep.
from this world, old ads. Like I have like crazy stuff that no one's seen.
Yep.
That like it's just so pretty and unique, and like it'd just be fun to like put on a shirt and wear it around. And like I wear Electroharmonics hat a lot when I'm out in the world, and it has led to so many conversations with cool
Yep.
people who are just like, oh, you like Electroharmonics, like blah 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 blah, and like that's
cool.
great. And this will be a shirt that like you'll know you're in a secret club. You'll see people out and go like, oh, that guy's got a Elk Super Fuzz shirt on.
I'm
We
super
should
pumped.
talk.
I'm
Yeah,
pumped. And also a big shout out to Native Guyatone. Just go to Guyatone.com. Guyatone is actually a living brand right now. He's building guitars, and he makes a lot of the really like the pick. Like he's doing all this amazing work with it, and it's very small scale. Like it's him. He's such a craftsman doing his own thing. So go check out his site. He basically just said, "Yeah, you can do that. We're gonna send him some shirts. He's a super cool guy. I'm gonna wear all these shirts.
I'm
All of
gonna
them
so
I'm gonna buy
good.
4 of each of them, and it's gonna be my entire.
I'm gonna
wardrobe.
make leg pants out of each shirt.
I also cannot express how much restraint I had to show in not making like 68 shirts this week.
Yeah.
Because I initially pitched to you, I was like, I'm going to do 1 shirt, and then I made
Yeah, it
5.
escalated. But it's good. It's good.
Yeah.
And I will give right now into the camera, I will give you a moisture-free guarantee. Your shirt will come dry. It will not be perma-moist. And I'm pretty pumped.
Unless that's what you want.
If you want a moist shirt, we can work it out. It's $5 more. You PayPal moist shirt extra at jhspedals.com.
I wish I had a stinger that could stop all of this.
Stop
Could
the
just stop it.
moisture.
I just wish I
right.
need to make a stop all.
Here's,
All right.
Okay.
So go to thejhsshow.com. 2 weeks. Check them out. It's a labor of love project because it's for the love of pedals. Now we have 8 minutes and 42 seconds left to each show a couple more things. We gotta like really
dial it.
We gotta dial this in. Are we ready to do this?
Here we go.
Here goes the clock. All right, me. This is the Yamaha American Monster Drive. I have looked for this. There is right now one on Reverb. Someone's about to buy it. They're actually hard to find. I casually acquire this series right here. Yamaha was one of the Japanese brands that actually made their own stuff, so it's not OEM because they're a huge company like Boss Roland. These are all made by Yamaha. It's a wonderful series. The American Monster Drive Entraîneur Monstre American AMD 100. I slaughtered whatever. What, is that French?
Yes.
Why am I looking at you to know if it's French? I don't know. Look at this. This box is nice. It has this action. You don't see this a lot.
Foam.
And this thing is mint. This is so mint. I have the box.
Is it because no one cares about this pedal, so no one's touched it?
I think no one cares, but we know how that goes. I love this pedal line. This is me. Here's the deal. I've actually bought 100 of these, and I'm just insider trading. That's what people accuse me of.
You have like an Indiana Jones warehouse filled with crates of Digitech
of the
products.
American Monster Drive, yes.
Yeah.
Let's play this quickly. I've actually never played it. I'm saving it for this moment. I hope it's not DOA. It has a mode switch, contour, drive. And to my knowledge, it's nothing like these. I thought it was going to be a relabel, kind of like the Ibanez Super product. Is that the sound of an American Monster?
Yes. Yes, it is. It has a sort of like a Tonka truck, like a tool. It looks like a toolbox.
It really does.
It's
like you could buy it at Lowe's.
It's a great sounding drive. I will just say, like, it's just a collectible thing. Don't get your hopes up for like some moment of.
It will look great next to all my lawn and garden tools.
Yeah, it really will.
My DeWalt tools.
All right, off to you. 6 minutes and we got this. You're next.
All right. So in the first episode of Totally Normal Behavior, I think it was the first episode.
It was.
I talked about stumbling into a pedal that I thought was old, but was actually new, built by a company called Stromer out of New York City. And it arrived. I was really excited about it. It's a great pedal. I went on the show, very excited about it. And apparently things have gone quite well for the man in the time since, and that he sold a significant number of these pedals.
I'm so happy. The show basically like lit him up.
Yeah, he is the nicest guy. But then jealousy kicked in. Because I had a thing that no one had.
Well, you never stop. You never stop.
And then all of a sudden, a lot of people had it, and I was like, I can't deal with that. And then Josh got one.
I got two.
And then Rhett got one, and I was like, people.
Well, when Rhett got it, you got to move on.
Yeah. So, the only acceptable motion forward was to one up everyone. So introducing the Stromer Super Fuzz.
Wow.
I am so jealous that I've already contacted him to one up you.
Ah!
And he actually said, I'm afraid of the structural integrity. I'm going to go talk to a machine shop locally.
Yes.
So we're headed down a dark road, you and I.
This actually, as much as its origins came in a joke form. It was an experiment for me because I wanted to. There's a sound I always wanted to hear, and I just kind of like never quite got. Is that with a Super Fuzz, your standard Super Fuzz circuit? I should plug this in.
4 minutes and 20. We got this.
We're gonna go quick.
The absurdity of 2 super fuzzes is like it's like eating 2 Hardee's big thick burgers. Like you can't.
It's not absurd though, because the super fuzz, the original super fuzz circuit has 2 modes. It has.
Do you need power?
You know,
you have battery. I'm just seeing the empty power jack.
There's like the low darker mode. Sorry, this is the low darker mode of the super fuzz.
Yeah.
And then the bright. That mode.
Are they just on together all the time, no matter what?
No, see, this is in a super fuzz, the triple circuit. You can really have one mode or the other. You can have super bright or super dark. And what I wanted
this is
was
psychotic.
2 in parallel, so I could have one that's the low mode.
He wired them in parallel.
This is in parallel.
You just told me this. I didn't know this.
So,
the series is insane.
We'll take the low one. We'll take the low setting. We'll crank the volume on the darker tone, turn the octave off, and put it at like the fuzz at like 5. So then this is what we got. So we got like turn a little further. It's that low end, that nice stuff. And then on the other side, we'll go to the brighter mode, the octave up, turn the volume at like 8, but crank the fuzz.
It's really nice.
And it's like best of both worlds. It's the dark tone and the bright tone together at once, like peanut butter and jelly.
Like sardines and milk.
So, the question is, did Stromer solve the super fuzz problem that no one knew existed? That we want both sides of the tone?
Maybe.
The answer is yes, they did.
And I may or may not have a 3-in-1 parallel coming.
So the Stromer Super Fuzz.
What are we going to do when you see the Super Fuzz?
I'm going to make a 4-unit, 4 Super Fuzz, and a rack unit.
And then I'll make a Super Fuzz. And
that'll be.
You have 2 minutes and 12 seconds.
I don't care.
All right.
Super Stromer. I love
Stromer
this
is
guy.
currently
Stromer.
like sweating and extremely nauseated and like wishing he'd never met us. All right, here we go. You've all seen the Phase 100. But have you seen the Phase 10?
What?
Daniel actually sent me one of these. We text each other with things that are obviously amazing, but we can't go there because we have other problems. I have an MXR problem.
I don't.
Yeah. So Daniel, thank you for hooking me up with this. This is a weird serial number 001 box. Low, like it's a Phase 10. It's the prototype or first article of the block Phase 100 that for some reason this is not removed. It was physically printed 10. The serial number is 001 and it has Ricky Denzin's name on it. And I'm trying to currently figure out if he worked at MXR. This is some type of factory artifact that got out of the company, and inside of it it's dated first year block. This is a mystery, and I'm down with it. And I'm not going to play it because it's just a Phase 100, but it says Phase 10. And when you first sent it to me, I was like, okay, big deal. And then I actually realized what was going on. It said Phase 10.
And then you were confused why I was like, why?
I was like, why are you sending me a Phase 100? Who cares? All right. And I do want to say, just for the sake of the stinger, I bought another grunge with the box.
I want to give, I want to use my last 30 seconds.
Hold on. Nick really messed up timing. Hold on. Let me redo it. For the sake of the stinger, I bought another grunge.
Yes.
All right. Back to you, Daniel.
I got 25 seconds.
Yes, 24, 23.
I'm going to give a shout out to probably my favorite distortion pedal of the last decade. And that's a hard statement to make. But I don't know how to pronounce it. The Rouse musical instruments from Copenhagen, Denmark.
I've
the
never seen
Plasmatron. This thing is a op-amp Big Muff and a Dan Electro Fab Tone running in parallel to each other.
That's equally stupid.
It is a signature pedal for Stuart from the band Mogwai, who I love.
That's insane.
And I bought this just because I was like, it's the Mogwai guy pedal. And then I got it, and I love this. I love it. I love it. So watch some videos.
We'll put a link in the description just so you can know where to go on that.
Yeah, I think they're on his website. He just makes them. I love this thing.
Say the name one more time.
The Rouse
Spell it out.
musical instruments Plasmatron.
Plasmatron. Okay.
Reuss Musical Instruments from Denmark.
I need to get one.
The Plasmatron. It's incredible. I love it.
All right. That's the show, except for our last segment, which is untimed. It's things we regret. And Daniel, it's your turn.
Go and buy that.
Okay. So we're doing something slightly different on this one. It's not I regret this purchase. It's I regret this sale. And in all my years of being a giant pedal nerd, I've in reality only ever sold a few things, like 10. And it probably came from like me buying something and then feeling I needed to like send something out to like, neutralize the sting. So in the maybe like 2007, 2008 or so, there was a pedal company called Snazzy FX, and they made 3 pedals and some rack units. And one of these pedals, they're huge. They're like
physically
this
huge.
big. They're monstrous. And I don't even think they were necessarily made to be on the floor. I don't get it. They're just so big. But they were like bright neon colors. They had crazy art. They had great graphics on them. The effects were all nuts. It was like a PLL style, like fuzz, whatever. I don't even know what you call those pedals.
Yeah.
There was like a modulation delay based on input velocity, and then there was some kind of like a 12-stage phaser or something like that. I didn't have that one. I had the Snazzy FX Mini Arc, and then
show it. Here it is.
Yeah, so right
Reverb.
there. So these were they were like, that was about the price when they came out, and then a few years ago, they were fetching a lot of money on Reverb and eBay, and I must have bought something at the time and then felt I needed to like send those to the door, so I sold them for like quite a bit of money. And then recently I just stumbled across it, and I noticed that they were selling on, like the Mini Arc particular was selling on Reverb pretty cheap. Like there's one up right now for like $275, and I definitely sold mine for like $900 a couple
Really?
years ago. Yeah, and there's a bunch on there, and it's this kind of effect has been done recently.
There's one for $285.
Yeah, maybe that's what I'm thinking of. The Earthquaker did the big I don't know what it's called, but it's like it's got a zillion knobs on it.
Yeah.
It's that kind of crazy octave something fuzz tracking blah blah blah. And this is kind of like that pedal's grandfather. It's very fun. It's very weird. It's huge. It's definitely like a statement piece. And if you've got $275 kicking around and you want to try something real weird that was definitely way ahead of its time, I would recommend grabbing that. But I stumbled into it, and I kind of had this tinge of regret of like, I kind of wish I hadn't sold this. Like,
The key is don't sell anything ever.
yeah, I mean, that's the problem. And then I missed it, and then I've kind of been like hovering over it the last week, being like, nah, I don't want to spend the money, but I want someone to spend the money because I don't want to be tempted by anymore.
So go to
But
Reverb. We'll show it again. Someone out there wants a big lizard-looking pedal.
It's great. It's a great pedal. I don't know why. I mean, I probably sold it just because it was like I could get good money for it and I needed it.
$900's insane. Yeah.
I think I sold it for like $900, and now it's like $275.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just because like pedals do that. There are other pedals that do that same sort of thing, but this is like I said, it's like that pedal's grandfather. And I don't know what happened to the company, but they made a bunch of really, really cool stuff and then went off the map. I don't know, but that's my regret. It was sad to see it.
If there is such thing as a good regret, that's a fine one.
Yeah, but I'm urging someone to jump on there and snag that 285 one because you'll have some fun with it for sure.
Well, I think that's a wrap. We've done fairly well. 48 minutes for a 30-minute show is fair.
And with a t-shirt plug.
Let's show the shirts one more time as we go off. For 2 weeks, you can buy these box t-shirts. They're designed by Daniel from pulling the original boxes from things that he and I have. These are all his boxes. I'll contribute later. You're really good at this, Daniel. I don't know how to use anything that has to do with graphics, nor do I want to. So thank you for making shirts that people will enjoy. $26, you get, they're real deal shirts. They're screen printed, actually locally in Kansas City, which is awesome. And that's it. I think everyone should go check them out. They're on thejhsshow.com. We'll see you for episode 4. Lord willing and the creek don't rise in a month. Is that it? Final buys?
Final buys.
Final buys.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Final buys.
Bye.
Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.